viral videos, the creeping tsunami of plain old bad economic news is a mass psychological operation to condition the world to first expect and then react to what may be imminent global.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. Approximately 12 minutes ago, thousands of people around the world have suddenly disappeared. At this time, very little is known. We have reports of a loud sound, possibly a bright flash of light. The United Nations have called for an emergency meeting of world leaders. Dave, what's going on at the White House?
It's frightening. There's thousands of people in the street. Family members were taken. It seems all the small children have disappeared. You can hear the mothers screaming for their children. We got reports every baby in the hospital has disappeared. This is a nightmare. There's several major fires. You can hear the sirens in the background. Several airplanes have crashed. People are panicking everywhere. We've had several suicides. People are screaming, this is the end of the world. Whatever this is, it's frightening. There is speculation that this was some kind of UFO abduction. Some are screaming, this must be the end of the world. There's a few who think this could possibly be an event foretold by Christians called the rapture.
Think about it. What other worldwide, unprecedented event could possibly trigger such a massive and systemic meltdown that will simultaneously crash the socio-economic system and put the fear of God into billions of people? It couldn't simply be just a crash of financial markets. It couldn't simply be just a terrorist attack. It would have to have the magnitude of an event that has to this point simply not occurred in human history. This will be the harpazo, or it's commonly known as the rapture of the saints of Jesus Christ. The world has been conditioned to expect disaster after disaster from the onslaught of something called global warming and or climate change, stripping the violent coming earth changes of their spiritual origin and reducing these prophecies to a naturalistic, humanistic explanation. That is why Al Gore gets an Oscar and a Nobel Prize. The harpazo, otherwise known as the rapture, is not a new doctrine. It wasn't introduced by MacDonald in the 19th century. It wasn't made up by the Schofield Bible. The whole of Scripture, from Genesis through Revelation, reveals the promise of an ingathering for the children of God in the midst of His wrath toward an unbelieving world. In fact, I find it